welcome back to my channel. It's so nice to be home finally. I didn't make any video in this house for the last 2 or 3 months, and the reason is we went for a lovely holiday. We went to Tenerife, Poland, London. In this video I would like to tell you about my London trip. So in this video I would like to tell you about the problems that we had in London, the things that I bought, things that we've seen, and everything. Every single time when we are going to London, I'm always calling for the same taxi driver, so it's so nice to have the same person always picking you up and dropping you off at the airport. And it's just always such a nice chat with this guy. I decided to ask him for the price to pick us up from London and drive us to this hotel. I don't remember at the moment. And I think he told me that the special price is about £130 for us, and it's usually about 150 or more. And I thought that we will take a train or we will take a bus, because I just wanted to save some money. And when we arrived, it was already, I think, like almost 1 AM. So there was no way that we could take either a train or a bus. And then we went to ask for the taxi, and they charged us £180. And I thought that I can make it cheaper and we go from there, but I failed, and then we had to pay more. So that was silly. And of course we've seen all of the basics like Buckingham Palace, then we've seen the London Eye, we went to the to see the London Bridge, and then we went to the British Museum, Natural History Museum, and the National Gallery. And I'm literally cringing at the way I'm saying museum, I just can't say it differently. So we also went to the Tower of London, and we've seen all of the jewellery, royal jewellery of course, we've seen the crowns, and it's really worth going. And I don't remember how much we paid, but it was really worth it. And also I think all of the museums, they were not that expensive, or they were even for free. We went to so many lovely cafes, and we had lunch at Wagamama's twice. I had my lovely Domino's, and the only thing that I regret that we haven't done, and we've done it actually last year, is the afternoon tea. But now I'm looking for some places like this in Zurich. So if you know anything, let me know in the comments. So let's talk a little bit about the way we were moving around London. I think we walked everywhere, and we took the taxi only twice. Otherwise we were just walking everywhere. I think we were making about 20,000 steps a day, and yeah, it was really enjoyable actually. But after 6 or 7 days we were exhausted, and when we came back to Poland, for about 3-4 days we haven't done anything. Plus we got so sick that then my little one ended up in the hospital, but let's don't talk about this right now. And then we had an idea to go to South Kensington. So we took the subway, then we took a bus, and that's how our problem began. So we just walked in, and then my husband said that he would like to buy 2 tickets for me and himself, and the babies of course for free. And the bus driver just charged him once, and then he said, okay, don't worry about them, you don't have to pay. So we were like, oh wow, that was crazy, thank you so much. But we didn't know the reason. So when we already were finished with the shopping, we went to catch a bus, and the driver was so extremely rude. It just blew my mind. We walked in, and the guy says, if you would like to pay for each of you, you have to have separate debit cards. And he didn't even explain how to get the ticket. And then when my husband was trying to have a conversation with him, he just kicked us out. And one lady, very lovely lady, she quickly came to us, and she said, you know, I used my normal bus card, so I can just pay by using my debit card for your wife. And we were like so thankful, but the bus driver said, no, you have to leave the bus and you have to go somewhere else and buy the ticket. Kicked us out, even though that the lady said she's going to pay for us. Oh well, that was rude. And then we went to find another bus driver just to ask him how the hell can we buy a ticket. And then he explained to us exactly how it works, and he said that you can buy a ticket at every shop basically. And then the driver just said, just don't worry about it, tell me where we would like to come off the bus, and you can take a subway from there. So once again we didn't pay. It was another lovely person, and then yeah, he dropped us off at the subway. Some other people showed us where to go. Another thing that it was really interesting was that to pay less for the ticket for the subway, you can just scan your debit card while you are going through the gates. So because we of course had only one debit card, so I think that was the biggest issue, because we have a joint account and for holidays we usually take only one card. So I was buying a ticket at the station and then my husband was just using the debit card. So that was really nice because we could also save some money by just scanning the debit card, and we didn't have any problem with that until we got to the airport, and I bought the ticket straight to London Stansted, and my husband was just using his debit card all the way to the airport. And when we got to the airport and when we got there, the guy said to us, have a look here, and there was like a massive board with an information that you are not allowed to use the debit card for the entire journey to the airport. And I mean, like, how would we even know that? It wasn't, the information wasn't elsewhere, it was just when we got there. And he said that we have to pay a fine of £100. We said, yeah, but if the information would be at the other station where we were buying the tickets, or when we were talking to the employees, we're not going to scam anyone, we would just pay for the 2 tickets normally and it would be fine. So the guy was really upset. Another guy who was extremely rude, he started like saying that we need to like learn to read and stuff like that, even though that it was once we arrived, not when we were leaving, because when we were leaving of course we took a taxi, so we didn't know that. And then he told us to go to speak to his colleague. Then there was another nice guy who said, if you just pay for the journey from one station to the Stansted, so then you don't have to pay the fine. And I think we paid maybe like £25, and yeah, so we could go back home safely and it was alright. So now I'm going to show you what I've got, and let's start with this wonderful blazer from Michael Kors. So this is what I've got at one of the charity shops, and I love it so much. I fell in love with it once I just walked into the store and it was on a display, and I loved it, and I was just praying that this is my size and it was. So this is amazing. Another blazer was from the new collection. I also loved it since the time I walked in. This is how it looks like, and I love it so much. Of course, going to the UK wouldn't be successful without going to Primark. So now I'm going to show you what I've got. There are also some pyjamas that I will show you in a second, but they're in the washing right now. So this is number one. I got this pyjama for myself and for my mom and my brother's wife, because I just think it's beautiful and it's very comfortable to sleep in. And then another pyjama that I've got is this one. And I always love the Disney pyjamas, or actually any pyjamas from Primark, because the quality is so good. So this is what I got for Molly. I also got her a 2-pack of PJs. And we got for her some hats for summer, because she always is stealing from my husband and walking around the house with the hats. So we got some for her. We had to get her some new shoes because she was walking around and was saying all the time awa awa, and we didn't know what was going on until she started pointing at the shoe, and got her these cute shoes. So I showed her like 3 or 4 pairs, and then we just asked her which one is your favorite, and she was pointing, so we just took them. And now my favorite thing that I got from London is this bag. Excuse my nails, by the way. I love this bag so much because of the details and the writing and the color, and I just fell in love with this bag. And I'm just so happy that I could get it, and it was on sale, and the price was so cheap when I walked in, and I was like, oh my god, it's £100, and the lady thought that I think that this is expensive, but I was thinking more like, oh wow, this is so cheap, because it was 50%, and in Switzerland they cost triple as much. So it was a good bargain. And of course I had to get some tea from the souvenir shop. I'm crazy about this stuff. Like when we were walking around the city, I just had to walk into every single souvenir shop. Like they're all the same, but it doesn't matter. I just was so happy. I think I covered every topic that I wanted to talk about. And if you have any questions and you would like to ask about the prices or the places that we went to, just write me in the comments and I will respond to every single person. This is it for today. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.